My parents kicked me out at 18 with a trash bag of clothes and $40 in my pocket. 10 years later, they showed up at my front door asking to move in. I handed them a printed list of local homeless shelters and closed the door. My name is Roman. I'm 28. The day after my 18th birthday, my father set a black hefty bag on the porch, handed me two 20s and said, "Time to be a man." My mother stood in the doorway and didn't say a word. No hug, no phone number for emergencies. I walked to a bus stop carrying everything I owned in a bag that smelled like kitchen cleaner. I slept in my car for the first 3 months. I didn't have a car when they kicked me out, so let me clarify. I bought a 1998 Camry for $600 from a guy on Craigslist using money I earned bussing tables at a diner off Route 20. I ate gas station sandwiches and showered at a truck stop that charged $12. I kept a spiral notebook on the passenger seat where I tracked every dollar I spent and every dollar I earned. Page 1 said, "Nobody is coming to help." By 19, I had a studio apartment and 2 jobs. By 21, I was taking night classes in software development at a community college. By 23, I had my first real job at a tech startup making $55,000. By 25, I had been promoted twice and started freelancing on the side building database systems for small companies. By 27, I co-founded a SaaS company with a college friend that landed a $1 $2 million seed round. I am now 28 years old. I live in a 4-bedroom house on 11 acres that I paid $870,000 for in cash. I drive a truck I bought new. I have a dog, a retirement account, and a refrigerator full of food I never have to worry about affording. I did all of it with absolutely zero help from my parents. I hadn't heard from them in nearly a decade. No calls on my birthday, no texts on holidays. I didn't even know if they had my number until last March when my mom called out of nowhere. She was crying. She said my dad had been laid off 18 months ago. They burned through their savings. They lost the house. They were staying in a motel off the interstate and running out of money. She said, "We saw your company online. We're so proud of you, Roman. Proud." That word hit different coming from a woman who watched her husband put my life in a trash bag and didn't flinch. I told her I needed time to think. She said she understood. 2 days later, they showed up at my house, just appeared in my driveway. My dad looked older. My mom was carrying a suitcase. They stood at my front door and my father said, "We're family. We need help. Can we stay here until we get back on our feet?" I looked at him for a long time. I looked at my mother standing behind him the same way she stood in that doorway 10 years ago, silent, waiting for someone else to decide her future. I said, "When you put me out at 18, I slept in a Camry for 3 months. I ate gas station food. I showered at a truck stop. I had nobody, not a number to call, not a door to knock on. I was your child and you threw me away like I was nothing. My dad shifted his weight. We were tough on you. But it made you who you are." "No," I said. "Surviving you made me who I am. You didn't build me. You just didn't finish breaking me." I reached inside and pulled a piece of paper off my entryway table. I had printed it after my mom's call 2 days earlier. It was a list of shelters, transitional housing programs, and emergency assistance numbers in the county. I handed it to my father. He looked at it and looked back at me. "You're turning away your own parents." "You turned away your own son," I said. "I was 18 with a trash bag. You're 2 adults with a suitcase. You're already ahead of where I started." I closed the door. I stood on the other side and listened to them walk back to their car. I heard my mom crying. I won't pretend that didn't hurt, but I opened that spiral notebook that night. It's still in my desk drawer. Page 1, written in the handwriting of a scared 18-year-old. "Nobody is coming to help." I proved that sentence right. And then I made sure it would never apply to my own kids someday. That's the difference between me and them.